All right. Hopefully everything's working. We're just going to get into it. Today, we're just going to keep up with this little trendy trend of mine of just drawing random people on Pinterest. There's all sorts of challenges involved. We'll try to bring a fun, I don't know, fun regularity to a practice. How about that? And see if we can come up with some cool stuff. So this will be our wonderful model today. Got this lovely bounce light. We're just going to start it. And starting is very important. Yes, it's my wisdom for today. The starting is the most important part. Okay. We're going to make two references. This one will go up here, and it'll be for me. And then let's see here. I like to get everything lined up so that my reference is above what I'm drawing. Just like in a life drawing classroom. And you guys can look at this. All right. All right, it's all looking good. Let's have some fun. Make a base white layer, lock it off so that the we don't end up drawing on the canvas or on non-transparent pixels. This will keep all of our line art healthy. Pick a fun brush. That's good enough. All right, so now we just look. Kind of is a fun line of action. You can decide that the line of action will be anywhere. I don't prefer it having too much bend to it, but it is useful. Yeah, let's just keep that. It's a good demonstration that line of action can be a little unexpected sometimes. Quick save. Call this Bike Girl. Start indicating the major masses of the body. Start feeling that volume. Now, which way are her shoulders sloping? It's a little tricky to tell. Maybe like that, and then let's have her hips sort of going like that, right? Face is pretty symmetrical here. That's always tricky. And is her face pointing up and down? And a good way to check for that is to see the nose in relation to the ears. Are the ears higher or lower than her nose? And in this case, they're higher. So let's give her a slight downward tilt, but it's not much. Chest feels like it's definitely pointing down, but especially with girls and models, it's important to sort of feel that openness of the chest. So we're always looking for ways to emphasize the lift of the chest, even if it's pointed down. And I think we can get away with feeling that the hips are pointed back. Got some fun things happening there. Now we're seeing this kind of you wouldn't call it a hunch, but the thickness of the shoulders at this angle must not be ignored. There's a lot of support work happening there right now. I want to always try to get these angles right. She's sort of hyperextending her arms a little bit. It's very normal for women. It's crossing her knee a little bit, which it does in the reference, so that's good. Quick save. It's feeling about right so far. Let's not make this side of her head too low. She's definitely got some hair that's coming out here. And it's a fun hairdo. Let's not get too boxed in. But I want to feel that volume a little bit. So it doesn't get ignored. If we look, there's this straight line going all the way down like that. I'm not sure if I love just being so heavy-handed like that, but we can move forward with confidence that this side of the head and that leg are aligned for the most part. I think I'm confident enough to start indicating some of that bike. Just double checking things. Don't over tighten until everything is in its place. It's sort of a complex pose. There's a lot going on. And I've drawn people on bikes hundreds of times. So I know what to look out for, the pitfalls. One thing I'm seeing is the scale and proportion, the proportions are good, but the scale I haven't done very perfectly relative to the photo cropping. So we've got this somewhat ambiguous termination of these bike forms. And if you know me, you know that my great artistic challenge is drawing accurate concentric circles. So tires give me trouble. But we all have our struggle. Something like that feels like a wheel. You gotta practice drawing what you struggle with. If there's something you hate drawing, that's probably a good thing to practice on. So much perspective in this bike. Hidden perspective. The bike seat itself appears hidden. I want to get maybe some of that back there. It may be that I will erase some of that original line of action. Or here, let me reduce it there. Here, I'll taper it off so it's not so abrupt. Because editing and time-lapse processes matter these days. Feeling pretty lined. Now look how much higher on the y-axis the back tire is. Sticking out only slightly further than her butt. Okay, feeling like a good start. Let's see how much time we have left. Okay, 5 minutes. So it feels like we barely got anything done, but this painstaking work is the hard part. From here, the rest of it actually gets to be pretty fun. Now let's analyze a little bit more and see what we can do to make sure everything's going to be on the path to goated. One thing I'm seeing is a naturally a potential pitfall is the I might have shortchanged her angle here. Needs to be I think a couple of things happened. And just for the sake of general accuracy, I'm going to make this change. However, it doesn't really matter too much. I think proportions-wise, not much was going wrong, but the shape of the negative space in the reference for this area is close, but it needs to be, you know, I have to pay attention to the negative space. And then what was throwing me off was this bit of break chord. And it's silly, but like stuff like this matters for the composition. The curve of these things correspond to curves elsewhere. It makes it interesting, you know. Likewise, the alignment of like the bike wheels in space seem to coordinate with this well-placed diagonal. It's just very satisfying to see it there. And with all that diagonal, these sort of implied verticals, just be sketchy with them right now, but if you look, you'll see them. All that is helping. It's funny, even intending to do a better job, I still whiffed it on those these bike brakes. Let's try one more time. I think we all know I hate erasing. But I must help myself move forward with confidence on this stuff. Best way I know how is to really be accurate with this stuff. The clavicle here from a rarely seen angle, sort of a top down. Almost like she's in a push-up or a plank position. All right, that's time. All right. Listen, I think we got a good start to this one. Very cool. Well, you know, chat was kind of dead. Let's not worry about that too much. I've been enjoying this, so if anybody has any questions, you can pop them in the chat or leave a comment on the YouTube video, or don't say anything ever, and hopefully that will still somehow put knowledge into your brain. Either way, thanks for joining. Not bad. Adios.